What's up guys, Blade Master here, going to be bringing you the first game in the Port Assault mini tournament that was recently held. This is in the map of Omana, and it looks like this is going to be fought between the COFK clan, where Mr. Chaplin and Flying Scotsman are going to be taking both Swaby, and they're going to be defending the port of Oman against Rido and Gecko. I believe one of them has taken the Eastern Roman Empire. With the Eastern Roman Empire, they're one of them is going to be fighting on land, whereas the Ostrogoths have taken a complete naval force. So the way the tournament works is one player from the attackers has to be a complete navy, and one player has to be only land troops. With ERE, one onager has been brought. I remember that. He's split his forces into two. He's got a siege tower over here with the Legio Comitatenses behind it, and a large onager, which looks to be firing into... Ooh, damn, that was a... Holy crap, that was bad for these Germanic bows. There are some Bastion onagers that are firing into the battering ram. Just what? Those are some medieval era or ancient era homing missiles, man. They're just destroyed. That one shot got like 23, gave 23% damage to that large battering ram. Here, Bastion onager is going to be firing into Heterea guards. Great target for them to fire into. The gates are obviously... I don't know why the gates look open. They're going to be pouring in. Okay. That's weird. The oil is going to be falling into these Protectores Domestici, and they're going to be taking a lot of damage from that. I'm not really sure how the gate was open. Maybe one of the... I think maybe it's because there's a little bit of... yeah, it's escalation level 1, so I think that's why the gates are already open. You can see some of the buildings are already on fire. Now, with the Ostrogoths, we have a bunch of Drekar dragon ships, light melee ships with really not great hull strength. Doesn't look like the Ostrogoths are willing to do anything now. They should be able to... wow, that's some really weird graphics, some glitches there. They should be doing a concentrated or coordinated assault or landing on both these ports, since Oman has a huge number of ports, and it gives them very quick access to the capture point. Meanwhile, the Protectores Domestici or Legio Comitatenses are going to have a hard time fighting through these spikes, especially since they're already so damaged. Some Swaby warriors here, perfectly positioned. This is a great opportunity for the Swaby warriors to maybe get a great charge in on these guys. Legio Comitatenses with their high armor would be perfect targets. There's also a Germanic Lancer there stationed behind. Although, you know, while everything is hidden, no, actually, no, the COFK clan has got a sizable force here with two Germanic hurlers, some noble Germanic swordsmen, a couple of one Germanic Lancer, and a Swaby nobles with some Swaby champions who are going to be, you know, in the center next to the capture point. Already, there's been a hole in this wall, which means that the Protectores Domestici can start charging in, but I mean they're really far away. It doesn't look like coordination is happening between the two COFK members. The Gothic Marines, okay, let's see. These guys have Spartas, which is great. No, they don't have Spartas. They have Foxes, which is excellent. So they could be very, very deadly if only it was coordinated, because the Germanic bows can deal a bunch of damage to them. If they charge into Germanic pikes, they'll get destroyed. All it takes is for one Germanic pike to surround here with their pikes up in front, and then the Marines won't really have a good time there. Some Marines already gotten off, and this is some better coordination here. The Marines will be able to rear charge these guys and thus provide a foothold for the Eastern Roman Empire army. Some Ballistari here really not doing much damage. Legio Comitatenses just gotten smashed by the by the oil. Meanwhile, the heavy siege tower has let the Legio Comitatenses or Protectores Domestici over here get into the walls, and the Swaby warriors taking a ton of damage from crossbow fire that's just firing up over the wall and right onto these guys. Yeah, the Swaby warriors are very well armored at 60, but against, you know, crossbow fire, really not much that they can do. Here, artillery ships, Germanic artillery crew, not really sure what they're going to be firing at. the Marines are going to be able to make it unopposed into and get a proper foothold here. But the Germanic Lancers will be able to get a great number of kills on these Gothic Marines. Some noble Swaby swordsmen here, they should be put into shield wall. Would prefer to see pikes there, because there are certain checkpoints here, or choke points, that that pikes can very easily just you know, make a foothold over. That's it. I made a max for pikes in this game. I'm not really sure how many. I think it was maybe like 4 or 6 pikes here. Oh, Germanic Lancers charged into Gothic Marines, full strength, just going to run through them. Obviously are going to take a lot of damage in the process, but could be worth it, because they're going to get a flank charge onto another Gothic Marine. Really, they can't do much if they're going to stay in combat, so it's better to just pull them through. And you know, they've done a lot of damage to one Gothic Marine. Should be pulling them around and getting a third charge in, otherwise they're really not going to be worth it. They're taking a lot of damage, but 82 kills on them so far, so they've done pretty decently. Here, this is good. This is very, very good. The Protectores Domestici have come in, and the Gothic Marines are taking quite a bit of damage from these Germanic bows. You can see these guys firing over the buildings. I think they're firing flaming shot. Or are they firing heavy shot? It looks like heavy shot. It's a smart decision putting these Marines right behind the building, but still, because of their lack of armor, they are definitely going to take a lot of damage, of course, from the fort tower and from these Germanic bows firing into their flanks. I think because of the slight mistiming of the two of the ERE and Ostrogothic landing zones, or whatever, the landings of both of these guys entering into the city, basically, the Gothic Marines were forced to wait until the ERE player could charge in and you know, hold the one of the Swaby warriors down, so that the Gothic Marines can get a flank charge. Here, though, it looks to be going much better for the Ostrogoths, not so much for the ERE, or for ERE. Eastern Auxilia Palatina, strange choice. They are wavering against Germanic Lances. It looks like the Ballistari are really doing the bulk of work here for ERE. 40 kills with these guys, 38 with the others. But he needs to be careful. He needs to at least destroy these Germanic Lancers, because if they are able to come in unopposed, they will be able to destroy whatever is left of these troops. Hatria guards, of course, under danger of getting doused by oil or by that Germanic Lancer charge. Here, though, ERE, the general, has come in. 52 men left in this Comes unit. The noble Germanic swordsmen are in shield wall. And wow, the artillery crew providing some serious backup there. Firing across the distance. 18 kills with these guys. I think it's only up to the artillery crew to, you know, destroy this little engagement here, because otherwise there's no way for the Gothic Marines to, you know, charge uphill and not get slaughtered, and there's no way for the Legio Comitatenses and Protectores Domestici to win out against these noble Germanic swordsmen, because in shield wall they'll certainly do quite well. Another hope for the attackers is these Gothic Marines here, who are taking control of this capture point, which will give them a boost in morale. Wouldn't help them win the game, though. Here, an uphill charge against noble Swaby swordsmen, and now Swaby warriors are coming in to support. Means these Gothic Marines, I don't really think they're going to be able to do too much. 59 kills with these guys already. The noble Swaby swordsmen were unfortunately not in shield wall, which really reduces their effectiveness. That would have given them a big boost to melee defense. And you know, since they're tanky units, popping shield wall on a tanky unit is always a good idea. Ballistari here taking some casualties from the fort tower. I don't think this ERE contingent really did well. Should have let the Ballistari just fire into maybe the Germanic pikes a bit longer or something like that. Played the long game there. Kind of rushed things on that end. Here, though, the artillery crew providing some serious backup, and I think just sheer strength in numbers is going to prevail for the ERE player. And they should be able to destroy the noble Germanic swordsmen. But after that, they've got a couple more noble Germanic swordsmen in shield wall, so it's really going to be a tough fight for these guys. What else can they do? It looks like noble Germanic swordsmen are protecting this flank, but you know what I would have liked to see the other player do, the ERE player do, is to put both his Ballistari here and his Comes here, and then just fire right into these noble Germanic swordsmen. They have only 25% missile block chance, but with shield wall they'll get a plus 10%, I believe. But even then, you know, 2 ballistari with concentrated fire will slaughter noble Germanic swordsmen in a matter of seconds. And if not, then the Comes general can just charge in and destroy them, and that would give them a huge bonus, because then they could make it into the Germanic bows. Then the Gothic lancers don't need to be afraid of charging in, because the Comes can rear charge the Germanic pikes. That's really what could help win them the game here. Meanwhile, Gothic Lancers are charging in, uphill charge again against Noble Germanic Swordsmen. They'll do well here, even against Shield Wall Noble Germanic Swordsmen. I think the Gothic Marines will do very well. But there are Suebi champions behind them, and the Suebi champions will completely destroy those guys. Suebi Warriors really not done much. 87 kills. The Gothic Marines are really proving to be quite a lot more tanky than I had anticipated earlier. Head rear guards though, they're gonna come in. They're gonna come in through the. Will the gatehouse? Does the gatehouse still have oil? Ooh, ouch! Done a decent bit of damage. But not too much. Ah, they got caught. They really needed to have charged into those Germanic pikes. Ah, that's really bad. The slingers are going to do a lot of friendly fire here, and that's going to mean these head rear guards are basically going to be rendered useless. One of the most important units for the ERE. That's a huge blow. It's going to be tough to see how these guys win these, how COFK win this, or sorry, how Gecko and or Gecko and Rito win this game now. Yeah, this blob is not going to go well. Like I said, that this should have happened, but it's not happening, and that's pretty tough. Now the Gothic Marines really don't know what to do. They definitely don't want to charge into this super dense formation of pikes here, otherwise they're just going to get destroyed. It's really up to one of those players to realize that the Comes is in a perfect position to charge into those noble Germanic swordsmen. Even in shield wall, with that thin of a formation, the Comes will do well. And of course they can pull out. They can pull out very easily since they're in shield wall, and that could be the way they win this game. Head rear guards here is trying to waver. Really not good. Not good news for them at all. You know, at this point it's really tough to see how they can win this game, because of course after all of this, the Gothic Marines still have full strength Suebi champions and Suebi warriors and a Suebi nobles general to deal with, and yeah, it's just, I don't see how they can win this. Still the battle rages on. Here Gothic Marines general is going to help support. Maybe yeah, again there's no space for him to go. There's no entry point. The pikes are very smartly been kept here. The Gothic Marines don't have precursor javelins, which would have been so helpful, and it looks like the artillery crew is out of ammo. They've done a decent bit of damage, but I think they need to realize that there's no way they're going to win this battle, and they should either just fire into the nobles, the general here, or fire into this one here, because that's the only way they're going to be able to win this engagement. More Suebi champions pouring in here to help out in this fight. Not like they really needed much help. Legio Comunitenses versus Shield Wall Noble Germanic Swordsmen not going to win out that game. Ballistari here are in a position where they're going to cause more friendly fire than actual casualties. And you can see the Roman troops heading off into the distance with their tails stuck between their legs, so to speak. It looks like the Eastern Auxilia Palatina were pushed in there for no real reason. Here the Suebi champ is going to come in. Already a Gothic Marine dead. The pikes did take a lot of damage though. But with this combination of tanky units and pikes, there's no way that these Thracian units can really progress. I don't know who these dagger wielding dudes are. Maybe they're just pikes. Yeah, you can see the Germanic artillery crew. Oh, the Germanic artillery crew have come in. Gothic Marines at full strength. I think they should not. They probably won't do well here. Here the Marines still tanking it out somehow, using the whip to increase their melee defense and freeze their fatigue. But the Suebi warriors with their downhill advantage, and the noble Suebi swordsmen getting a double experience chevron. There's just no chance for them here. Let's go ahead and fast forward the rest of this game. Oh, okay, this is pretty interesting. The Suebi nobles, what did they destroy? They destroyed some of the Protectores Domestici, but they're coming under a lot of crossfire here. Ballistari here getting a decent bit of kills on the Suebi nobles, and I believe one of the units are on the walls because they seem to be. The arrow tower is probably doing a decent bit of damage there. Noble Germanic swordsmen are still holding out strong, and the pikes are starting to waver, you guys. But behind them, Noble Germanic swordsmen in shield wall. Again, this is not nearly as strong. Ooh, but there's a full strength Suebi champion here. Ooh, they're taking a lot of kills though. I mean, they're getting destroyed. They're getting really destroyed. Wow, holy shit! It's not like the Gothic Marines even got a proper charge in. I'm not really sure who got a lot of kills here. 120 on these Gothic Marines. I guess they were the ones who did it. And the Noble Germanic swordsmen being poured in here without shield wall. I'm not really sure that's a good idea. And Hatria guards have come in to support. Oh wow, this is huge. This is a big turning point. If only, yeah. Okay, let's just zoom out because there's too much lag. Hatria guards here going to destroy these Noble Germanic swordsmen. That's going to be big. I don't know why they weren't brought in earlier. Suebi nobles still taking a lot of damage from 2 Ballistari who are wavering now. 204 kills with these guys and 48 kills with the others. It was a very smart move bringing Ballistari because this is a game of attrition, and you need units with a lot of ammo and a lot of deadly missile damage, and those units will be invaluable. Here the Gothic Marines still holding out somewhat decently, and they finally routed the Noble Germanic swordsmen. Have they? It looks like they have. There's still a full strength. Look at the welcoming party though. Once they're out of these, they have Germanic hurlers, and the Germanic hurlers have conserved their ammo. They have pikes on both flanks, and they have a Suebi champion. That's a really cool, deadly looking formation there, awaiting the Gothic Marines. Suebi warriors here holding out strong. Here, ooh, okay, Noble Germanic swordsmen moving into the rear, and oh, this is going to be bad for the Noble Germanic swordsmen if they're not in shield wall. Are they? Yeah, it looks like they are. They're going to be put into shield wall at the last second. So the general is going to be charging into shield walled Noble Germanic swordsmen. So I don't really know how well this would go for either of them. Yeah, it looks like they were clearly very exhausted. Okay, they had some second thoughts at the last minute. They've been taking so much damage from slingers who have been fighting across the barricade. 74 kills for these guys. Yeah, that's what you get from slingers. Yeah, this game is basically over. 52 seconds left. It was valiantly fought by the attackers, definitely. But they, I think, a bit better coordination, and they would have won. And you know, winning this engagement here by using the Comes a bit smarter would have really turned the tides around. And of course, maybe bring a better build, bringing more Ballistari or something would have been a better situation. He brought only one large onager. I'm not really sure. I think, yeah, if he brought 2 large onagers, that could have been a better idea. And maybe bringing fewer artillery ships, because the artillery ships really aren't the strongest. So then he could have just punched a hole through like he did here and then had a much better time. Alright, anyways guys, that marks the end of the first game. Of course, this is a best of 3, so they have the chance to reverse their fortunes by reversing roles. In the next game, Gecko and Rido will be the defenders. Gecko was the Eastern Roman Empire here, and Rido was Ostrogoths. Let's see who, what part of the army Flying Scotsman had. He had the Suebi warriors, whereas the Suebi, Noble Suebi swordsman was brought by Chaplain. So it looks like it was some very well coordinated, because you could see, you know, Suebi warriors commingling with Noble Suebi swordsmen and Suebi champions and pikes all throughout the, I mean, in the entire city. So well played by the CRFK guys, and see you guys soon. Peace.